starting this hour of Chris 6 Sunrise with a live look from our LexCam with the lit up New Harbor Bridge. You can barely see it though, a little foggy. Meteorologist Stephen Jones is standing by. We'll look at forecast this morning and look at your Christmas forecast as well.
And we told you about a deadly crash in Live Oak County that claimed the life of a teenager. Now neighbors are sounding the alarm, saying they know what's to blame. We hear from them coming up. Plus,
I'm Michaela Chavez in Portland, and I'll share some quick habits that matter most when getting caught in the fog.
good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. Yeah, a pretty decent morning so far. Wasn't too much fog when we first drove in, but we've been watching the sky cams, and meteorologist Stephen Jones has been keeping an eye on them as well for our morning commute. Morning, Stephen. What are you seeing so far?
Well, good morning, you guys. You're exactly right. There wasn't too much earlier, but starting to see more of it increasing. It already was in some of our inland communities. Starting to see it just push in a little bit towards Corpus Christi also. So want to give a couple extra minutes as we're heading out for that morning commute today. And going to be a warm one as we're heading out. Taking a live look out at our SBID Skycam. Just for reference, our morning low is supposed to be in those upper 40s. We are starting off in those mid 60s right now, but luckily the traffic flowing nice and smooth there along SBID. And as we get a good look across the entire area, the map nice and green and exactly how we want to start off our Tuesday. Getting a little bit closer look now, starting off with the Harbor Bridge here to and from Portland. Going to be nice and green. Also 181 into Taft, 361 into Ingleside, both looking nice and green this morning. Now into Robstown and Cal Allen, 37, 44. No issues to report if you're going to be hitting those roadways for your morning commute. Now over into some of our major roadways here in Corpus Christi. Ocean Drive, no major slowdowns there, but Ennis-Strawson, just a minor one as you're getting up to it. The rest of our major roadways, Crosstown Expressway, Saratoga, those ones going to be good if you're heading out and about that way. And over towards Flower Bluff, really no major issues to report, so a good and green morning as we're kicking off our Tuesday.
Alrighty, Stephen, thank you so much. So folks, we'll get to your neighborhood news in just a bit. But first, the U.S. military confirms a deadly strike on a suspected drug trafficking vessel in the Eastern Pacific. Monday's strike was at the direction of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and officials say the boat was linked to a terrorist group. At least one person was killed and no U.S. troops were injured. And the United States Navy is set to get a new fleet of updated battleships. President Donald Trump announced a new category of military vessels to replace what he called an old, tired, and obsolete fleet. Trump said the new battleships will be controlled with AI and will be the largest ones ever built. The president said the fleet update will help maintain U.S. military supremacy and boost the American shipbuilding industry. He added he will have an active role in the ship's design. Scripps News Group Joe St. George will join us at 6:12 with more on Trump's latest announcement.
And back here at home, a former Rockport Fulton ISD teacher has been arrested for having inappropriate relationships with a student and sexual assault. A 41-year-old Joshua Lee Wynn was arrested after Rockport police investigated a report of an improper relationship between the teacher and student. Police say the relationship happened during the 2024-25 school year and into the summer before Wynn left Rockport ISD in September of 2025, that is. He's being charged with improper relationship between educator and student and sexual assault of a child.
The Corpus Christi Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association has issued a statement about the investigation into the former liaison officer, Travis Haker. Now, if you might recall, he's the officer accused of stealing money from the nonprofit that was meant to go towards a scholarship honoring fallen officer Vicente Ortiz Jr. The statement reads, in part, upon becoming aware of the suspicious activity, the matter was reported to the department and an investigation was initiated. We want to assure our supporters that the individual is no longer affiliated with the Citizens Police Academy alumni and was removed from the liaison role at the beginning of the investigation, end quote.
So a deadly crash in Live Oak County has left neighbors worried about a dangerous stretch of road that we first told you about the accident on Monday, of course. Neighbor News reporter Melissa Trevino spoke with residents at Highway 281 and FM at 1042. Neighbors say this isn't the first tragedy, blaming high traffic and poor visibility. Early Sunday, Judy Williams awoke to the sound of the crash outside of her home.
I I thought to myself, I knew this was serious, you know. I knew it was serious. I had no idea how serious it was, and that all those vehicles were involved.
A 16-year-old from Indiana died from her injuries, and several other vehicles were involved in this crash too, with even more people hospitalized.
Thick fog has been lingering across the coastal bend this week, and DPS says it's creating dangerous driving conditions, especially as holiday travel picks up. Sergeant Rob Mallory says the biggest thing drivers can do right now is slow down and give themselves more space on the road. DPS also recommends dropping your speed by 5 to 10 miles per hour when visibility is low. When it comes to lights, low beams are key. High beams can actually make it harder to see in foggy conditions. Drivers are also urged to take extra caution at intersections.
Please, everybody, buckle up every single time you get in that vehicle for the entire trip.
DPS's bottom line, slow down, stay sharp, don't rush. A few extra minutes is better than an accident. In Portland, I'm Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
Well, good Tuesday morning there, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones taking a look at our Snoopy Skycam. Thanks to Matthews CCAC, definitely above average out there, 69 degrees, winds out of the southeast, 6 miles an hour, continuing to fuel some of that moisture. Luckily, not quite as much fog as we were looking at yesterday, but starting to see some of it work into Corpus Christi as well. Getting a live look at some of those visibilities in your neck of the woods. Reading a third of a mile visibility in Alice, Orange Grove, Beeville, Rockport, also Port Aransas, all 5 of them coming in at a third of a mile. Wouldn't be surprised if Kingsville's around that mark, also pushing to here in town towards 0.8 miles, just shy of a mile, so starting to see visibilities reduce here. Want to give yourself a couple extra minutes on that morning commute, and like Michaela said, definitely don't use your high beams out there. Just makes it a little bit more difficult to see in some of those foggy conditions. So what to expect for today? Well, we do have that dense fog advisory in effect until 10 a.m., so want to give yourself some extra time and just keep that in mind as we're starting off our morning. But as we go into the afternoon hours, those partly cloudy skies are going to take over, and very similarly to what we saw yesterday, pushing right back up into those lower 80s for daytime highs, and going to hold on to the hot and humid conditions pretty much all week, but there is some hope on the horizon as we're heading into the weekend. For the temperatures right now, sitting at 70 degrees there in Ingleside, going to be for our warm spot. 63 in Kingsville, going to be our cool spot, so a good 7 degrees spread across the coastal bend this morning. 68 the number there in Mathis, and 66 as we work our way to the northwest in Cotulla. But as we're going through the rest of the day, only going to see those temperatures rise as the sunshine comes out into the later morning hours and the afternoon. Going to hold on to winds out of the southeast 10 to 15 miles an hour, and those daytime highs in the lower 80s here in Corpus Christi, and I think for the majority of the coastal bend today. For the muggy meter throughout this week, going to remain closer into that humid category, but as we go into Sunday, just off the board, that's where we should start to see that next cold front working into the area, and that's going to drop our dew points. But for now, in the 7-day forecast, just get ready for definitely an above average and pretty humid week ahead for us here in Corpus Christi. For our Doppler radar, unfortunately, all the moisture in the atmosphere not currently translating to rain on the radar, but as we go into the rest of the day, also, unfortunately, not going to translate into too much rain, but we could see 1 or 2 spotty showers setting up out there as we go into the afternoon hours. Unfortunately, we're just under the influence under a lot of high pressure right now, so it's going to make, under that substance, you don't see a lot of shower activity and thunderstorm activity allow itself to really take off. And as we go into the next couple of days, that's just the pattern we're going to be under with those pop-up showers. If you do see one, consider yourself very lucky, because we're not going to get too many as we go through the next few days. You can see that ridge of high pressure right here over the Lone Star State, but as we go into the weekend, that next trough of low pressure starts to make its way into the west coast, and by the end of Sunday into next week, that's where it looks like it finally makes its way into our neck of the woods, sending a cold front our way, as well as our next rain chance into Sunday night. So for that 7-day forecast, you can see the warm conditions, almost that copy and paste forecast as we're going through the week ahead. So a warm Christmas for us, or a warm Christmas holiday there in the 80s, and going to hold that onto it into the weekend with the lower 80s until we finally see that cold front drop us into the lower 60s to kick off next week.
Now, President Trump has announced a new category of military vessels to replace what he called an old, tired, and obsolete fleet. Coming up on Sunrise, Scripps News Group Joe St. George has more on the new class of battleships.
Welcome back, folks. 6:12 is your time. Getting a live look from our SPID Skycam. Bit hazier than we saw just a little while ago. Fog seems to be rolling in, so take your time if you're just heading out the door. So we're going to be checking in with meteorologist Stephen Jones with a look at the rest of the roads, plus, of course, the weather. First, we got some national news to talk about. So President Trump has announced a new fleet of updated battleships for the Navy. The new battleships will be a part of a larger vision called Golden Fleet. They replaced what he called a, quote, old, tired, and obsolete fleet.
Now, to talk more about this, we bring in our Deputy Political Director, Joe St. George, this morning. Good morning, Joe. So can you tell us about the new battleships and what makes them so unique?
Well, look, I mean, if you look at some of the renderings that the White House has put out over the course of the last 24 hours, they're certainly far more advanced than anything you typically see on a Navy website or at a naval base in this country. It's going to take a while, though, for the drawings to come to real life. These things don't happen overnight. The goal next couple of years before President Trump leaves office, I think the timing of how quickly this gets out, and look, delays happen all the time when you're talking about building advanced ships and the like, but the timing matters here because there remains frustration on the other side of the aisle at the sheer number of things being named after President Trump right now. It's a bit odd. I mean, I can't think of anything really in American history in which the current president of the United States is naming so much after himself while he's still in the White House. Usually a lot of things get named after presidents after they leave 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But in addition to this, these new Trump battleships, the president has renamed the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. In recent days, it's now the Trump Center for the Performing Arts. The U.S. Institute of Peace in Washington has been named the Trump U.S. Institute of Peace. There's talk of even more things being named after the current president. All of this really irking the political left. Some are licking their chops for when they believe they'll be back in power one day so they can rename a lot of these things back. But the president clearly very passionate about this shipbuilding project that he believes will showcase America's military might for generations to come. Here's more from the president. Take a listen.
These have been under design consideration for a long time. And it started with me in my first term because I said, why aren't we doing battleships like we used to? And these are the best in the world. They'll be the fastest, the biggest, and by far 100 times more powerful.
President Trump talking about the new Trump-class battleships that we're still a couple years away from actually seeing in real life, guys. But this is clearly a passion project of the president's, and it's one that the Secretary of the Navy and the Secretary of Defense signed off on yesterday, guys.
Steph, Joe, thank you so much for the information.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, sir. Looking forward to talking again very soon.
Well, good Tuesday morning there, Coastal Bend, taking a live look at our Snoopy Skycam thanks to Matthews CCAC. 69 degrees, those winds out of the southeast 6 miles an hour. Definitely a warmer start to our Tuesday so far, and a little bit of fog starting to work into the area. Luckily, just not as much as we saw yesterday so far, at least not here in Corpus Christi, but definitely some reduced visibilities as we work our way into some of our inland communities. Also there along the coast in Port Aransas towards Rockport, into Beeville, all the way around towards Alice, all of them reading that 1/3 of a mile visibility reading right now. 3 miles is the number there in Robstown, also down to about 1/3 mile here in Corpus Christi, at least over by the airport, so definitely starting to see more of that fog rolling in. I want to give yourself a couple extra minutes as we're heading out for that Tuesday morning commute. For our temperatures out there, currently 63 degrees the number as we work our way into Kingsville for that cool spot. A good warm up, 7 degrees towards Ingleside, coming in at 70 degrees. 67 the number off to the north as we work in towards Beeville and George West. For our dog walking forecast this morning, today we've got Lucy and Dolly here ready to go on their walk. Just enjoying a nice day, it looks like, so far. And as we look at those temperatures for their walk this morning, going to be 71 degrees by 9 a.m., 77 by that 11 a.m. hour, though, continuing to push in towards those lower 80s as we're heading in towards the afternoon. So definitely going to be on the warm up with those winds out of the southeast around 5 to 10 miles an hour, pushing up towards 10 to 20 miles an hour as we're heading into the afternoon, with feels like temperatures also rebounding in towards those mid 80s, 85 degrees expected by 2 p.m. So definitely a toasty Tuesday on the way. Either way, above average daytime daytime highs for this time of year, it's supposed to be about 68 degrees just for reference. For our current Doppler radar though, unfortunately all the moisture in the atmosphere not translating to too much rain, just seeing 1 or 2 spotty showers off towards the south. And as we go through the rest of the afternoon, going to be pretty much the similar story we see of just 1 or 2 of those spotty showers, maybe even getting a downpour in there. But overall, in terms of widespread rainfall, just not going to be there today under the influence of all that high pressure we have overhead. And as we go into tomorrow, almost a copy and paste forecast with the potential for that morning fog. As we go in through the rest of the day, just 1 or 2 of those spotty showers and also more of that sunshine into the afternoon. So as we go into Christmas Eve tomorrow, going to be a little bit warmer as well, pushing into those mid to upper 60s for the morning low tomorrow, and going to be into those lower 80s as we're heading in towards the daytime high, and even going to follow this pattern as we're heading in towards the Christmas holiday itself. So get ready for a few warm days ahead. And like I talked about it, here's that ridge of high pressure in the upper levels you can see right overhead. But as we go into the weekend, at least the end of the week, by Friday, going to see that next upper level trough pushing in towards the west coast. And by the time we're heading into Sunday, going to continue to see it work its way over towards the Texas area, and hopefully sending a cold front our way if everything holds true. And it looks like it could be a pretty good cool down from those 80s even into those 60s as we're kicking off next week. So for our 7-day forecast, rounding it all out here, it's almost that copy and paste pattern as we go through the week ahead into those lower 80s as we're heading in towards the Christmas holiday, holding that pattern with more of that sunshine into the afternoons as we go in towards the weekend. Still going to be warm, but then there's that cold front bringing another rain chance into Sunday night and those cooler temperatures to kick off next week.
Melissa Trevino in Live Oak County, where a multi-vehicle crash behind me turned deadly. I'll tell you why many say this stretch of road is a problem.
This is Veterans in Focus, sponsored by the Heil Law Firm, battling for justice, winning for the community.
Preserving support for disabled veterans has come with a pretty impactful trade-off. This month, Kelly Hancock, the acting Texas Comptroller, announced major changes to the state's historically underutilized business program, better known as HUB. For years, the HUB program helped minority, women, and veteran-owned small businesses compete for state contracts. But now the program has been renamed to VetHub, Veteran Heroes United in Business. That name change also signals who can benefit. Under the new rules, only veterans with a service-connected disability of 20% or higher qualify. And that shift means HUB certifications for women and minority-owned businesses have been revoked under emergency rules. Supporters, as you can imagine, defend the changes, but critics are raising concerns. I'll show you both sides tonight at 6 o'clock.
Well, good Tuesday morning there. Coastal Bend taking a live look at our USS Lexington camp thanks to First Community Bank. You can see not too much out there right now as the fog is definitely starting to roll into our area. So want to give yourself a couple extra minutes as we're heading out for that morning commute, but getting a good look at the traffic flow across our neck of the woods. You can see plenty of greens on the board. Just a couple of slowdowns out there. So let's get a closer look to and from Portland this morning. Going to be nice and green, as well as 181 all the way into Taft. 361 into Ingleside, not too bad either. Just a very minor slow down there. Now over towards Robstown and Calallen, 37 both, and 44 looking pretty clear this morning. Just a minor slowdown there on Leopard. And as we work into our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive, want to give yourself a couple extra minutes right now there as you're heading up towards Airline Drive. And over on Rodfield, looks like a couple slowdowns, but other than that, SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway going to be in the clear for you this morning if you're hitting those roadways. Over towards Flower Bluff, Flower Bluff Drive and Walden Road both coming in the clear. And a final look over towards the island, plenty of greens on the board. So really, other than the fog, just want to be wary of that. But other than that, going to be a good and green morning as we kick off our Tuesday.
You've heard the bells outside stores, but do you know where that money actually goes? I'm Alexis Scott with Why the Salvation Army needs the community's help this holiday season.
Well, good Tuesday morning there, Coastal Bend, taking a live look at our Snoopy Sky Cam thanks to Matthew CCAC, sitting in those mid to upper 60s out there, winds out of the southeast, definitely a warm and muggy start as we're stepping out the door, and a little bit of fog starting to work in. Doesn't look like it's too bad over here by Snoopy's, but as we work our way inland, definitely starting to see more of that fog rolling in, even into here in Corpus Christi, getting a look at those live visibilities out there right now, reading a third of a mile visibility over at the International Airport, also into Rockport, Port Aransas, Alice, Hills, Orange Grove, Beeville, all reporting that 1/3 of a mile visibility. Just shy of a mile there in Robstown, down to that 4-mile mark at the Naval Air Station. So all of us wanting to keep, of course, those lights on out there right now, but wanting to give a couple extra minutes as we're heading out for that morning commute or just going anywhere this morning. For the Almanac, taking a look back at yesterday, though, it was also a toasty Monday. We got up to 83 degrees. That was actually only 1 degree shy of that record. 84 was the record for yesterday, set back in 1970. Going to hold its own for now as we're going into today. It looks like it's going to be 86 degrees, so probably not going to push it as we're going into today, quite not as close either. In terms of rainfall, need quite a bit to make up for 2025, coming up on that 11-inch mark in terms of a rainfall deficit. And what to expect through the rest of the day? Well, we have those foggy conditions around right now, and that dense fog advisory going to be in effect through 10 a.m. Should start to see the fog at least lightening up by that 8 to 9 a.m. hour. As we go into the afternoon, though, very similar to yesterday, the partly cloudy sky is going to take over with more sunshine and those 80s returning to the board. So going to be a little warm out there this afternoon and going to be on a copy and paste pattern as we're going through this Christmas week. So just getting ready for a little bit warmer than average Christmas. For our temperatures out there right now, the cool spot going to be Kingsville coming in at 63 degrees. 65 the number for Robstown, going to match them off to the northwest. In Cotulla this morning, and the warm spot going to be Ingleside coming in at 70. Just to the north there, Rockport coming in at that 69 degree mark. And for our dog walking forecast this morning, today we've got Lucy and Dolly as we're heading through this Christmas week and looking through at their temperatures for their walk this morning. There's going to be pretty warm at 71 degrees 9 a.m., 77 by that 11 a.m. hour, 78 by that 12 p.m. hour. So not too hot out there, but definitely above average either way, with plenty of moisture in the atmosphere. Those feels-like temperatures also going to ride up the board into the mid-80s as we're heading into the 2 to 3 p.m. hour. 85 degrees is what it could feel like out there, so definitely want to bring the water bottle along. Going to be above average today, but unfortunately all that moisture not translating to as much rain as I'd like on the radar right now. You can see just a few specks of green showing up. Questionable if they're reaching the ground, pretty similar to what we saw yesterday morning. And as we go through the afternoon, that's exactly what we're going to see. Maybe 1 or 2 better downpours trying to set up across the area, but in terms of widespread rainfall, the ingredients still just not going to be there for right now under the influence of the high pressure overhead. Going into tomorrow, that same pattern with the AM fog, the clearing into the afternoon, and those warming temperatures. And here's that upper level pattern. You can see the ridge of high pressure right overhead, but as we head into the weekend, that's where we're on the lookout for that next trough of low pressure. Going to send a cold front our way by that Sunday time frame, and take a look at these forecast high temperatures. That steep drop you see by the time we're heading into Sunday and Monday, going to put us back below average as we're kicking off next week, it looks like. Also bringing back our next rain chance to the board. You can see that copy and paste pattern I talked about as we go through the week ahead with those lower 80s through the weekend, but by Sunday night that cold front works in, bringing just a little bit of rain and those cooler temperatures to kick off next week.
Americans are buying dietary supplements in record numbers. I'm Holly Furfer, and coming up, what you should know before you take them. From social media to the White House, health and wellness has been a hot topic this year. Consumer interest shows no signs of slowing down. Americans are buying vitamins, minerals, and dietary aids for their health in record numbers. The dietary supplements market is booming, expected to pass $60 billion this year in the U.S., according to Nielsen IQ data. The market that now includes over 95,000 unique products are typically multi-ingredient supplements promising weight loss, better sleep, and stress relief.
I think what the big thing is that you've created a lot of the supply and the demand changed because of the claims.
Jensen Jose is the regulatory counsel for the Center for Science and Policy in the Public Interest.
Most of the dietary supplement regulation was created in 1994 before we knew what the internet really was.
Supplements are showing up in snacks and drinks, with social media ads racking up hundreds of millions of views. Protein, collagen, and L-theanine have exploded in food products containing supplements. TikTok is driving much of this trend, according to Nielsen IQ.
People are more aware of trying to be healthy. That the inadvertent, consequences, you have these bad actors that come on top.
A YouGov study shows vitamins remain the top choice across all age groups. 64% of baby boomers purchase vitamins compared to just 48% of Gen Z. Younger generations prefer protein supplements and driving trends toward probiotics and herbal supplements. But here's the catch.
There's this just unaccountability that dietary supplement manufacturers and marketers have, and just every point of the industry, they're just not really held accountable.
The Food and Drug Administration does not review and approve dietary supplements based on their safety and effectiveness. The manufacturers do not have to prove safety or effectiveness before selling, leaving much of the policing to products already on the shelves. But that doesn't mean all supplements are bad.
The biggest red flag is, are they making a claim that sounds too good to be true?
Experts recommend talking to a healthcare professional before starting any new supplements. Holly Fur for Scripps News Group, Atlanta.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones, taking a live look at our Snoopy Skycam thanks to Matthew CCAC. 69 degrees, winds out of the southeast at 6 miles an hour, making for a pretty muggy and warm start to our Tuesday morning, but luckily not too much fog right here on our Snoopy Skycam, but definitely starting to see some roll into plenty of our communities. Those dew points, there is a lot of moisture out there right now. 68 degrees for that dew point in Ingleside, also Rockport in those upper 60s along the coast. All of us in the 60s going to be noticing it as you're stepping out the door, and as we see there on the SPID Skycam, you definitely see some of the fog rolling into the area. And looking at those visibilities in your neck of the woods, reading 1/3 of a mile here in Corpus Christi, also Port Aransas, Rockport, Alice, they're at that 1/2 mile visibility, also pushing in towards maybe Hebronville and the Naval Air Station all across the board. Just want to give ourselves a couple extra minutes as we're heading out for that Tuesday morning commute. We have that dense fog advisory in effect until 10 a.m. before we should start to see all of it clearing out of our area. Unfortunately, not seeing too much rain on the radar right now, but luckily if you're going to be heading out for that morning commute, the roads won't be as slick as they would be if we did have some rain, but we just know we could use it as we head into the rest of the day. Going to see those partly cloudy skies take over, and as we head towards 81 degrees for that daytime high, going to be a little bit of a warm one. Going to hold on to those conditions as we head through the rest of the week. I'll break down that 7-day forecast coming up.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Hey, welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of nonstop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. Folks, we have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning, but first, let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones for a look at our roadways. And I know the weather's playing a role on how they're looking this morning, right?
Absolutely. We're starting to see some of that fog rolling into here in Corpus Christi. Also, it was already in some of our inland communities. We have a dense fog advisory in effect till 10 a.m., so definitely want to take your time as we're heading out for that Tuesday morning commute. Here's a live look out at our SPID Skycam, and you can see a few cars are heading out there. Luckily, it's flowing nice and smooth, but definitely those reduced visibilities, so just want to be extra cautious as we're hitting the roadways. Getting a good look at that traffic flow, plenty of greens on the board, so getting a closer look here, starting off with the Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, going to be nice and green all the way over into Taft with 181, 361 into the Ingleside, also looking nice and green this morning. Now 37 and 44, both looking nice and green and clear if you're heading into town from Robstown or Cal Allen this morning. Into our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, a couple of minor slowdowns there on Rodfield, but as far as Saratoga, Ocean Drive, SPID, and the Crosstown Expressway go, really mostly clear out there. And as we get a quick look over towards Flower Bluff, also looking good on Flower Bluff Drive and Waldron Road if you're hitting those roadways. So other than the fog, just be wary of that, but going to be a good and green morning to kick off our Tuesday.
Step outside this week and it feels like you've ran into a wall of fog. I'm Michaela Chavez, your neighborhood news reporter in Portland. This thick haze has blanketed the coastal bend, and DPS warns just one slip behind the wheel can turn deadly.
It's 11 o'clock right now and this fog still hasn't lifted.
The fog has been sticking around, and it's not something we normally deal with this time of year.
Generally, we don't see fog this close to the holiday season.
And that's part of the problem. We're just not used to driving in it.
So I'm meeting with DPS Sergeant Rob Mallory, and he's going to walk us through a few simple things to keep in mind, especially if you're hitting the road this week.
If you remember one thing, give yourself extra time. And a big part of that is creating space.
You want to make sure you give yourself plenty of room between yourself and all the other vehicles around you.
That also means slowing down. How much you slow down really depends on what you're seeing.
The fog's not super bad in this area.
Yeah, so it's definitely starting to lift. Even just 10 minutes ago, it would have been more prudent to drop 5-10 miles per hour below the speed limit.
Another quick check, your lights. Make sure your headlights and taillights are on and that you're using your low beams.
There's usually a switch for your lights on the blinker. Sometimes they're on your dash. Again, it's just going to depend on your vehicle.
And even though high beams are the go-to when visibility is bad, fog is the exception.
But actually using your high beams in the fog will increase the glare and reduce your visibility.
When it comes to turns or pulling out into intersections, take an extra second. Make sure it's completely clear before you move. And if you don't have to drive, DPS says the safest option is waiting it out. Because in conditions like this, you never know what's going to pop up.
Out in the rural areas, early in the morning, late in the evening, there's wildlife that may be crossing the roadway as well.
And with a lot of people hitting the road for the holidays, Mallory says there's one last thing he doesn't want anyone forgetting.
Please, everybody, buckle up every single time you get in that vehicle for the entire trip.
DPS's bottom line, slow down, stay sharp, don't rush. A few extra minutes is better than an accident. In Portland, I'm Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
Great tips. Thank you so much, Michaela. For more on her story, and on over to our website, christv.com. All right, hold on, folks. We have plenty of neighborhood news to get to this morning.
Yeah, from an update to a fatal accident in Live Oak County to the Salvation Army helping neighbors in the Coastal Bend. We have you covered in your neighborhood check-in.
A fatal multi-vehicle crash has claimed the life of a teen from Indiana. I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Live Oak County. Neighbors say this isn't the first crash here. They fear high traffic and low visibility could lead to another tragedy. Early Sunday morning, Judy Williams was jolted awake by the sound of a violent crash outside her home at Highway 281 and Farm to Market 1042, an intersection marking this stretch between Three Rivers and George West. According to DPS Sergeant Rob Mallory, thick fog blanketed the area as a GMC Yukon heading east on FM 1042 blew through a stop sign and slammed into a box truck on Highway 281. A Ford Explorer carrying a family from Indiana, 2 adults and 4 children, was also caught in the collision. Investigators are still working to determine its role in the crash. Everyone involved was rushed to a nearby hospital. Tragically, DPS says a 16-year-old girl didn't survive. Others were transported to hospitals in Beeville and San Antonio.
With just days left in the Salvation Army's annual Red Kettle campaign, the organization says it's only about 55% of the way to its $150,000 goal.
The familiar sound of bells outside stores will end on Wednesday. The Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign has been ringing in donations all holiday season, but they need your help. Every dollar in the Red Kettle goes towards Coastal Bend neighbors to fund essential needs like shelter and food. That generosity helped Erica Gertis when she was homeless and pregnant. Erica says the Salvation Army helped her learn money management, job stability, and how to rebuild her life. Donations to the Red Kettle campaign can be made at Red Kettle locations around the Coastal Bend. To make a donation online, go to christv.com.
Well, hey there, and good Tuesday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a look at our Snoopy Skycam, thanks to Matthew CCAC. A little warm out there, 69 degrees, winds out of the southeast, continuing to bring in some more of that moisture, and starting to see some more fog also working into our Snoopy Skycam here. You can see, compared to just about 10 minutes ago, a little bit more fog starting to just clear, obsolete or get rid of the causeway there, just a little bit, ruin that view. As we look at the visibilities out there right now, starting to see some reduced visibilities here into Corpus Christi, also a third of a mile is what we're reading right now here in Corpus Christi, also into Robstown, spreading into Alice, up towards Beeville, even along the coast towards Rockport and Port Aransas. So for most of our communities, definitely want to take your time as we're heading out for that Tuesday morning commute today. We have that dense fog advisory in effect until 10 a.m., so a couple more hours to go of it. For what to expect for the rest of the day, well, after that advisory expires at 10 a.m., those partly cloudy skies going to take over, similar to what we saw yesterday. Those 80s also going to return into the afternoon for those daytime highs, and the hot and humid conditions going to remain around pretty much almost on a copy and paste pattern as we go through the rest of this week. For our temperatures this morning, kicking it off at 63 degrees there in Kingsville for our cool spot. Also in those mid-60s off to the north, 66 there in Beeville, 65 in Cotulla, but the warm spot going to be Ingleside coming in at 70 degrees, 69 the number as we work our way over towards the Naval Air Station. But as we go through the rest of the day, going to see those feels like temperatures climb into the mid-80s thanks to all of the moisture that's in our atmosphere. So definitely a toasty Tuesday on the way. Our average daytime high is supposed to be about 68 degrees just for reference. For our Doppler radar out there right now, all the moisture in the air unfortunately not translating into a lot of rain on the radar right now. And as we go into the rest of the day, going to see that same pattern, just one or two of those spotty showers trying to set up, maybe even a downpour trying to set up out there. But in terms of widespread rainfall, just not going to have the ingredients right now under the influence of a lot of that high pressure that's overhead. And going to see that pattern like we talked about on almost that copy and paste pattern as we go into tomorrow with this high pressure overhead. You can see that pretty well here on the upper level pattern. This ridge spreading into the central United States, going to continue to finally work its way a little bit off towards the east as we head in towards the weekend. You can see that next upper level trough of low pressure working into the west coast in the same time frame, and by the time we're heading into Sunday night and Monday, that's where we're expected to get our next cold front finally into the area. That's going to drop our temperatures pretty significantly and bring our next rain chance back to the board. So for the 7-day forecast right now, still almost that copy and paste pattern. Going to be a warm one, and for our Christmas as well, pushing into those lower 80s. Morning lows in the 60s. They're supposed to be in the upper 40s also for reference. As we go into the weekend, holding that pattern with some more sunshine on the board. That cold front finally works in by Sunday night, dropping those temperatures into the lower 60s and also kicking up those rain chances for next week.
Thanks so much, Stephen. Appreciate it. So the holiday travel rush is underway, folks, and AAA is estimating a record number of people will travel between now and the end of the year. TSA is warning passengers to expect those long lines at airports. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has the do's and some of the don'ts for traveling this holiday season.
For many Americans, 'tis the season to travel, and AAA is expecting more than 122 million people to travel 50 miles or more between now and January 1st.
We're projecting another record.
AAA spokesperson Aixa Diaz says the busiest days to travel are the days leading up to Christmas. So, when should you head out?
The holiday itself is always the best day to travel.
You can expect busy airports, but there are some tricks to making your trip a bit less bumpy. Travel experts recommend TSA PreCheck. It costs around $85 and it's good for 5 years. Right now, a second person in your family gets $15 off if you enroll together before the end of the year.
Even if the line looks long in PreCheck, it moves so much faster because you don't have to take things out of your bag. You go through a metal detector instead of that scanner.
Travel expert Brian Kelly says digital verification platform Clear will also get you through security lines faster. The cost is $209 a year. Clear also offers a concierge service at airports that will help you check your luggage. That starts at $99. But TSA has a program that offers free assistance to all eligible passengers. Seniors over 75, people with disabilities, even parents traveling with young kids can sign up. It's called TSA Cares. Fill out the form online, or if your flight is within 72 hours, call the number on your screen and they'll help you through security. Here's what Kelly recommends not to do when traveling. Don't buy basic economy seats. You could get hit with hidden fees later.
Cheap can be expensive.
He also recommends not parking at the airport. Instead, use the app Spot Hero to find much cheaper options that are still very close to the airports. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
All right, to start out this list, the U.S. military says that it conducted another extrajudicial deadly strike on a vessel allegedly trafficking drugs in the eastern Pacific Ocean on Monday. The strike was at the direction of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Military leaders claim that the target was a low-profile vessel operated by what they're calling a terrorist organization in international waters. At least one person was killed.
The United States Navy is set to get a new fleet of updated battleships. President Donald Trump announced a new category of military vessels to replace what he called an old, tired, and obsolete fleet. Trump said the new battleships will be controlled with AI and will be the largest ones ever built. The president said the fleet update will help maintain U.S. military supremacy and boost the American shipbuilding industry, and he added he will have an active role in the ship's design.
Well, the Department of Homeland Security is now offering $3,000 to undocumented immigrants to self-deport by the end of the month. Immigrants who take the offer are also given a free plane ticket. And any civil fines or penalties for failing to leave the country are cleared. The Department of Homeland Security says that tens of thousands of people have already taken an exit bonus by self-deporting through the U.S. Customs and Border Protection app.
The annual Kennedy Center Honors airs tonight. It's an award ceremony recognizing lifetime achievements in music, dance, theater, opera, film, and television, and honoring those who have made profound contributions to American culture. This year, country music icon George Strait, legendary rock band Kiss, actors Michael Crawford and Sylvester Stallone, and disco pioneer Gloria Gaynor will all be awarded. The event will be broadcast on Paramount Plus at 5 p.m. Central.
Well, New Year's Eve is just over a week away, and the fireworks stands are open for business. Under state law, fireworks stands are allowed to operate from December 20th through January 1st. And just a quick reminder, folks, fireworks are illegal inside city limits. If you're caught having or setting off any fireworks, you could be fined as much as $2,000 for each package of fireworks in your possession.
And folks, if you're planning on taking a family picture for the holidays, make sure you don't forget your furry friends. Feathered Friends Bird Shop on Alameda near Everhart has a deal for you too. Today from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. they're offering free professional photos with your pets with the purchase of 1 bag of dog or cat food at 20% off. The food you purchase will be donated to the Cattery Pee-wee's Pet Adoption and a small dog breed rescue. The bags of food will also be delivered on Christmas Eve.
Well, into what's trending now, no one matched all 6 numbers in Monday night's Powerball drawing, pushing the jackpot to an estimated $1.7 billion for Wednesday night. The cash option is valued at about $781 million. That prize now ranks as the 4th largest Powerball jackpot ever and one of the biggest in U.S. lottery history. Well, there was no grand prize winner. Lottery officials say that plenty of tickets have still won, rather. Nationwide, 9 tickets matched all 5 white balls, each winning $1 million, with winners across 8 different states.
Man, I just want $1 million.
Yeah,
I don't need the billion.
That'd be nice. You know, we must all count our blessings during this time of year, though. I'm definitely grateful for many things, and if we don't win, that's totally fine. And if you guys don't win, that's okay too. It's actually statistically proven that 30% of all lottery winners declare bankruptcy within 5 years.
Yeah, putting it into perspective, I guess.
Exactly.
Of course,
so
of course.
it's a good thing.
Yeah, you know, when you look at it that way. But I mean, also, you know, it wouldn't be such a bad Christmas gift, I suppose.
Right?
So, you know, if you got it Christmas Eve, if you're the winner, that would be just like a scene out of a movie. But in terms of the weather, at least, you know, we're winning in the lottery with the weather. It's cold off to the north, but here in Corpus Christi, we're nice and warm in the 60s, so not too much to complain about. Just a little bit foggy out there, though. We're getting a lot of moisture into the area. Here's a live look over at Snoopy's Pier, our sky cam, thanks to Matthew CCAC, and you can see, well, you can't see the causeway anymore because now that view is completely obscured by all of this cloud cover out there, at least the fog that we're seeing closer to the coast and to some of our inland communities, starting off at 69 degrees, pretty warm as we're starting out there. And those visibilities well reduced right now, reading 1/3 of a mile in Robstown, Beeville, also into Brockport and Port Aransas. Here in Corpus Christi, at least over by the airport, down around that point, 1/10 of a mile, I should say. And as we go into our other areas, definitely want to take your time on the roadways if you're going to be running into that fog this morning. And to what to expect through the rest of the day, going to have that fog around for the next couple of hours. That dense fog advisory expires by 10 a.m. And as we go into the afternoon, going to see those partly cloudy skies take over and the 80s return for those daytime highs and those hot and humid conditions. You could almost put a copy and paste forecast as we go through the rest of the week with those almost daily chances for some of this fog. We're going to remain pretty humid through the rest of the week. For our temperatures out there this morning, the cool spot going to be Kingsville off to the south, 63 degrees, 69 there along the coast of the Naval Air Station, 70 as we work our way over into Ingleside and off to the northwest, Cotulla rounding us out at that 65 degree mark. But through the rest of the day, going to see all of these temperatures climbing into the afternoon into those mid 80s for feels like temperatures thanks to all that moisture in the atmosphere and those winds out of the southeast. Going to be a little gusty this afternoon, upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour. Unfortunately, all the moisture in our atmosphere not translating to a lot of rain on the radar right now. As we go into the rest of the day, could see 1 or 2 more spotty showers, but I think if you want to leave the umbrella at home today, going to be quite fine to do that. Just going to see 1 or 2 of those spotty showers if we see anything at all. In terms of widespread rainfall, just don't have the ingredients in place right now. now as we're under the influence of plenty of high pressure, so not going to see a lot of shower activity, but just if you do see one, consider yourself pretty lucky as we go through the next few days. Need almost 11 inches of rain to make up for the year. Probably not going to do it with almost just over a week to go left in 2025. For our upper level pattern, you can see that ridge of high pressure over the central United States here. Going to remain here for the next few days, but as we go into the weekend, that's where we finally start to see that next trough of low pressure pushing in, and you're going to send a good cold front our way by the time we're heading into Sunday night. You can see here on our forecast high temperatures when they drop, going from Sunday holding those high temperatures still, but then going to see a steep drop as we're going to kick off next week, back into the blue as we're going to kick off next week. It's going to be nice and cool for that 7-day forecast. You can see still going to be warm, almost that copy and paste forecast with 80s pretty much daily, including the Christmas holiday. Going to continue that into the weekend, but finally by Sunday night, a little bit more rain on the board as that cold front works in, and much cooler temperatures going to be pushing from those lower 80s to the lower 60s. So Michelle, how are you feeling about the lower 60s back on the board for a daytime high?
You know, I'm okay. I'm just worried about Santa right now, though, because tomorrow with the fog and everything, we gotta cross our
need
fingers.
Rudolph, though.
Definitely.
He's got contingency plans.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, hey, thanks so much for tuning in, folks. Merry Christmas Eve tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.